someone just died, and nobody stopped eating. Nobody wept. Nobody stopped. Because stopping meant dying. This is the real story of how the first humans dealt with death. And it is nothing like what you were taught. 100,000 years ago, there was no word for death. There was no concept of an afterlife. There was no funeral. There was no grave. There was only the body, the group, and the decision of what to do next. That decision was never sentimental. It was always practical. Death happened constantly in the ancient world. A child eaten by a predator at the edge of the camp. An elder who simply did not wake up one morning. A young hunter gored by an animal during the chase. A mother who did not survive the birth. Death was not a rare event. It was Tuesday. So what did they actually do with the body? For the earliest humans, the answer was almost nothing. They left it. Not out of cruelty, out of necessity. A body attracts predators. Predators meant danger for the living. So the body became a liability the moment the heart stopped. But did they feel anything? The answer is yes. They just expressed it differently than you do. Grief in the ancient world was not a ceremony. It was a pause, a silence, a change in the air that every member of the group could feel, but no one had words to describe. They did not have the word grief, but they had the feeling. Now here is the part that will make you uncomfortable. Some ancient human groups ate the dead. Not all of them, not always, but the archaeological evidence is clear. Ancient human bones with cut marks. The same cut marks left on animal bones from butchering. This was not savagery. This was survival. In a world with no food storage and no reliable hunt, the body of the dead was protein, and protein was life. But something changed around 100,000 years ago. For the first time, some ancient humans began putting the dead in the ground. Not everywhere, not all at once, but the first graves appeared, and with them something enormous happened inside the human brain. They began to understand that they too would die. Not just others, them. Then something even stranger began to happen. They started putting things inside the graves. Tools, food, flowers, red ochre pigment painted on the bones. These were not random acts. They were saying something. Something like, "You mattered." Something like, "I will miss you." Something like, "Maybe this is not the end." That thought, "Maybe this is not the end," changed everything. It was the beginning of religion, the beginning of ritual, the beginning of the question that has never stopped being asked. What happens when we die? Here is what the ancient world teaches us about grief. Grief is not a weakness. It is one of the oldest things about us. Long before language, long before civilization, long before everything you call modern, ancient humans sat beside the dead and felt something they could not name. And then they got up and kept going, because that is what the first humans did. They felt everything, and they kept moving anyway. Subscribe to The First Humans. Every week we go back to the beginning, to the people who built everything you are.